What up, guys? My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. So I thought I would come out here on Saturday morning and put a video together to discuss Bitcoin. I have had quite a bit of concerns. In the Thursday night video, I described my concerns, what I didn't want to see happen and what needed to happen quickly. Well, the opposite happened. Last night, I kind of pulled together an unscheduled, I don't know if I want to say emergency Discord meeting, but I kind of, I asked if everybody, upgraded members as well as non-upgraded members, just everybody in the Discord to come into a live chat and live stream. And, we went through some charts. And while we were in that live stream, we were, I had noticed Bitcoin falling. So I clicked over to it in front of everybody and we watched this wick go all the way down to about 42,000. And I actually was getting ready to make an alert. So I was putting in the alert and we were watching it on the minutes and the seconds. And I was getting ready to buy it down here. I ended up not buying it. I wish that I would have for a quick scalp. And I was watching Solana and I was showing everybody, wow, guys, look at this. Solana dropped to like I can't remember if it was like 174, 171, and then it was like 177, and it jumped all the way to 191 real quick on the charts, and then it came down, and then it started going back up. So wow. And then like Matic held. So this is what I talk about when I talk about leaders. Ethereum, held pretty well. Certain ones held, certain ones got decimated, and before I get too into all the technicals and where I think this is going and what could happen, and I'll give you, different scenarios. Let's look at the clip that I recorded Thursday night so you can see what I was concerned about. Yeah, so this is what I'm a little concerned about. If Bitcoin does not make a move here really quickly, I'm talking by like, what day is it? It is Thursday night. I mean, on the real, like we need to make a move soon on Bitcoin. And here's my thinking. Okay, it's not that I'm impatient, even though I kind of am, but what I'm worried about is this, okay? I'm worried about these blue ribbons on the daily going red, okay? When Bitcoin goes red on the daily, it tends to be quite destructive, okay? We do not want to do that. Now, I don't want these things to pinch. Okay, we were turning blue on the cloud behind it. I don't know if you can see that red cloud. The red cloud was actually turning blue right there. And then it got rejected, like I said, and now the red cloud is still in and it's coming down. So we really need to push up, and we need to push up and push up to make these turn and then start to expand, like from tight to like expansion. We need that, guys. That's important. So yeah, I mean, that's why I was expressing concerns. And I like to be a bull. I'm a bullish person. I like it when the market's going up. There are ways to make money when the market goes down. And I started this YouTube and I started the Discord and Wheelhouse Trading to help people make money and also to help people protect money. And if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, you really should be. Like the video as well, make a comment, but select all. And look, my last 7 videos, including this one, were all warnings. I had written on November 22nd, I released a video that said we are in a revolver market, and it explains that Wall Street is distributing, they're pulling money off of the indexes, and then they're prop trading, they're day trading with large amounts of money. That's why it's rotating so fast and hard to keep an eye on it. Then on the 23rd, I put a video out that said pro tips to handle a volatile market. Okay, this is a while ago. I mean, we're talking almost 2 weeks ago. I was preparing you guys for this. After that, I put another video out for crypto and stock market updates and what you should know and what you should be looking for. Then I put a video out on the 26th of November saying global market sell-off, what we need to be looking at. Then I put a video out on the 29th that said this is this week's trading plan. Okay, this is all in prep. This is all, before all this stuff happened. We're in the future now from those videos, but I was trying to let everybody know what I was seeing, to prepare. And then, on the 30th of November, I put a video out saying underlying weakness, that 70% of all the stocks in the S&P were under the 50, and about 50, maybe 60% were under the 200. And that kind of underlying weakness under the macros, the indexes, it's like a glass house and it's about to, have some problems. Then I put another video out saying on December 1st, where do we go in this markets with tips and how to handle it. And then I put a video out on December 2nd saying, is the market going to crash? And we talk about stocks and crypto. And then yesterday I put a video out detailing all this stuff from the clip I just played and then the clip I'm going to play for you in a minute. But essentially, you know, I'm trying to help you guys spot the stuff before it happens and before we lose. And nobody's safe. Everybody's lost. The only people that didn't lose would be people that went completely to cash weeks ago. Like I had moved a lot of mine to cash, but I got caught up in this too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, you know, I wasn't completely safe. In fact, I had to realize some losses yesterday on some software companies that I had in my portfolio. It hurt, it stung, and I had to make a hard decision, you know, and I still have decisions to make on things like Neo, you know, even some crypto mining stocks, you know, and, you know, so, I mean, I should have listened to all my own rules, you know, and I got, you know, a little distracted and unfocused. And that's why it's good to not over trade, because when the markets shift and they get this volatile, it's better to trade off the lower time frames up and down, and then just be highly focused on a few trades, not too many of them to manage, because trade management is critical in times like this. But look, I'm going to go through technically, you know, where we could go up and where we could go down and what we should be thinking about and looking about. But one of the things that was concerning in the Thursday night video was that the Brave DAO, you know, was hacked, you know, for 120 million. And I made a little clip on the video in that, and I kind of described why that's dangerous for all of crypto. And let's just play the clip, and I'll make it a very short clip, and then we'll come right back, okay? There was a DeFi hack, a crypto hack of 120 milli. 120 milli. So let's just read it together. So largest DeFi hack yet, question mark. Badger DAO hack results in loss of 120 million plus. That's bad. You start getting crypto hacked. I mean, it's a, you know, it either is secure on the blockchain and the exchanges and everything is secure, and if it's not, everything could fall apart. Like literally for crypto. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. Like the security and the speed and the, you know, all the different things that, you know, pertain to cryptos and blockchains. Like the reason they're doing so well is because of the security and the scarcity and the, you know, the speed and you know, there's certain things, certain functions and usabilities and efficiencies that are unique. The properties are unique to blockchains and certain cryptos. And if you lose that uniqueness, you're going to lose value. Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to obviously spook people that have a large amount of money invested, you know, if there's a crypto hack. Also, you know, from technical perspectives, there's problems which we're going to talk about. And then there's like, you know, global issues as well, you know, with you got interest rates, you got Jerome Powell taking the taking the transitory word off, you know, for inflation, which, you know, there's inflation is going up, or GDP is slowing down, or we're not, the jobs numbers weren't great. You know, we have Omicron, we have it in 31 countries, you know, it's, you know, there's a lot of things hitting all at the same time. So, you know, if you have a lot of money in, say, Bitcoin as an example, since that's what we're talking about, and somebody sold 24,000 Bitcoins, to create this wick, I mean, they're looking at maybe the technicals, maybe the global, maybe, you know, previous historicals when there was a variant that showed up, maybe they're technical people, you know, but, you know, you kind of put it all together and, you know, you get spooked, especially when there's a big hack, you know, and you're like, well, I don't want to, I worked hard for that money, you know, I don't want it to be, you know, stolen or taken. So there's all that going on. So, okay, so real quick, let's just start here. So Bitcoin for the week is down 10.19. It was down a lot more. Actually, when this dropped for the week, it was down like 13%. This was a pretty big drop. I think it was like 24%. We watched it live last night when it was going on. Okay. So when I played you that clip, I told you what my concern was. My concern would be that basically we needed to, you know, we didn't want to pinch and we didn't want to go red. And now we're red. And, you know, I was saying, are we going to come down to this access point of this previous swing high in the ascending triangle? And if we do that, it's going to make these go red. So we needed to make a decision and we needed to go up, okay? So let me walk you through a little bit of technicals on this chart, okay? And I'm just going to back it up a little bit, okay? So we had earlier this year created this symmetrical triangle, okay, right here, okay? And that comes up to the top, it goes to the bottom, it goes to the top, goes to the bottom, and it bounces out, and there is a breakout of the pattern, and then a breakout above the previous swing high, which was right here on the green line that I've indicated as green. Now we got the measured move from the symmetrical triangle. Usually that would come from the breakout and it would bring us up and we could follow that trend. So we had a beautiful run, okay, and there was ways to spot that. And the reason I was able to get in so good was because we had our first candle, we had our first green, our blue line crossed up here, okay. We had a confirmation right here. We were low in the channel and crossed, and I pulled up the MACD as well for a different purpose, but you know, it crossed as well. So everything was like green lights to the beach, baby, right? So boom, we took it, and then we stayed in the cloud the whole time, and then when the cloud started to turn, we got out, and we kind of skipped all this. Now right in here, I think that whales were like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna push up the price, we're gonna get everybody to FOMO in because we're about to hit an all-time high, and we're gonna push it up, and then we're going to basically go short, and then we're going to sell everything, and we're going to dump it. We're going to start hitting stops. Well, that did happen. The cloud went red, and we came down, and we hit a pivot low. We established a pivot low in between, you know, this line and this line, okay? We established it. There was a fight, a doji, which was a little bit positive. There's usually that after a big drop. And then we kind of pushed, but we didn't push above the line, and then we went down and retested that new pivot low. So we established a floor. The bulls pushed up. That's what this wick shows you right here. Okay, we tried to push up, and we did close above the green line. But then the next day we pushed down below and we established that floor. So this area is becoming more important, which was the 55. I don't know why my screen keeps moving. 55.575. We're relatively right in there. Well, that battle kept going. And then the next day we tried to push up, and we wicked up, and they pushed us down below this line again. Okay, this line, this previous pivot low seems to be an area. So then the bulls pushed up, and we wicked way up here, and they pushed us down. We got a green body candle close, and a lot of people took the trade right there. A lot of people were like, I'm jumping back in Bitcoin. And granted, I understand why. That they did that, because they got a confirmation, they got a green body candle close. But a lot of them might have missed this, and this is why I didn't re-enter Bitcoin, is because this wick, it pushed us down, and that indicated to me that, and it pushed right up to this line, and then it pushed down even though the green body was above it, and it indicated to me we might be getting a fake out. So the next day, a big battle, a lot of buying, a lot of selling. You can tell by the wick up, the wick down, and they pushed us below this line again, okay? Then it starts falling, and it falls through this new pivot low support all the way down. It got pushed up a little bit. Now we have a purple body candle close below that line. The next day we have that doji, which usually says we're going to change direction. We go all the way up to the pivot low, and we come all the way down to the previous swing high. And then we end up in the middle. So we actually touched all three supports. Total manipulation, shows a directional change. The next day, the bulls come in, and they push up, and they wick all the way up to here, and then the bears pushes down again below that line. So then I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm glad I didn't take the trade. I'm glad I didn't make an alert. I'm glad I didn't make a video saying I bought it, you know. And then at that time, the red cloud was going blue. Okay, it looked like it was going to go blue on the daily, and that's really bullish because it takes a lot. It takes almost like a $9,000 jump for Bitcoin to actually push that cloud to blue. So I was kind of waiting for that. And then the next day, again, the bulls pushed us way up, and the bears pushed us down to below that line. Again, okay? The third day we went one more time. The bulls went up, and the bears pushed us below that line. Okay, so this line is important, and this line became important is what I'm saying. Now, because the momentum, the length of the candles, they got smaller, what that means is that the bulls, the buyers, are getting exhausted, okay? They're getting exhausted, and they're getting tired, and the bears are winning, and boom, there it shows up the next day in the next purple candle. And It goes purple. They push down again to this line. The bulls push up. The next day, it only pushes up here, and it pushes way down to this new pivot low, which happens to be exactly on the ascending triangle of the major trend. Interesting. The bulls push up, but they don't push up enough, and now the red cloud turned directions and went red. So this is where I'm basically saying to you guys in that other video, now I'm getting concerned because, the next step is either we go up and we prevent this from going red, or we come down. And if we come down, I thought maybe we would come down to this yellow line. But if we break that yellow line, it starts to getting really bad, because right below it is the 200. And that signifies you go from bullish to bearish if you go below that. Now, right now, as this is live and I'm recording this on Saturday, we're actually right at the 200. Now, we wicked way below. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But it got pushed up. And I actually watched that with the guys at the Wheelhouse Trading in the Discord. We watched it drop all the way to like 42, I think, right about 42. And then literally within, I'm not kidding, within like 30 seconds, right in front of us, this thing was like 43, 44, 45, 46, okay? And I was about to make a trade, but I wanted to get over this line. And at the time, we weren't over the line, and I was a little worried about a fake out, because I know now on the daily, we're red on the cloud, and we're gonna go red on the ribbon, and that's gonna create a lot of panic and a lot of nervousness. Now, when this happened, this liquidated a lot of people. At first, it was 1.3 billion when it first happened, but now I'm hearing it is $4 billion. So a lot of liquidity, a lot of margin got taken off the table. A lot of people got hurt. And I'm not here making a video saying, oh, I'm glad I didn't buy it. I just didn't buy it because I didn't like the push here technically, but I want to buy it. And, but I'm just kind of a certain way. Like I wanted to get the confirmation. I know a lot of people are hurt, and I know a lot of people got hurt in stocks, and I know a lot of people probably hurt in crypto. I wasn't in any crypto trades. I was waiting, because the way I look at things is I watch the Dow and the NASDAQ and the Russell, and I watch all those. And when they confirm a breakdown of, say, the 200 or a major support, well, I know it's going to hit the fan. Well, I look at Bitcoin as like the Dow of crypto, okay? It's like the major index. So I don't want to be investing and trading in a whole bunch of stuff, even though there's a lot of money to be made, don't get me wrong. And I can teach you guys how to do that if you join the Discord. There's a lot of money to be made, don't get me wrong on that. But I also want to make sure that the crypto Dow, which is Bitcoin, is actually, creating a trend up. And right now we're creating lower highs within the macro, lower highs, and we're not confirming, we're actually going down level. So we've gone down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we pushed back up to 8. We've gone down 8 levels of support. That's dangerous. We've broken the major trend pattern. We're flirting with the 200. This is the moment of truth, guys. And tomorrow is Sunday, and the weekly close, it'll tell it. And what we need to do realistically is we need to get back up in this ascending, and it'd be really good to be up here at 52,915. However, just getting up in here, around 52 would be very positive. Okay, so it would keep us into like, having to, make decisions. Is this, right now it's like, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? A big part of me, but might be emotional, wants to say it's going to be going up eventually. But right now, technically, we're starting to see a lot of bearish signals. Okay. Now I know that I know that Bitcoin, look, it's at 49,000. So it's come back up 7,000, which would have been a sick snipe, for sure, but probably good to get in and snipe it and then get out and wait for the confirmation. I'd really like to see it up here at this, 51,843.29 minimum. Really would like to be, having a little close all the way up above 52,955.68 on the weekly, which is Sunday, tomorrow. Okay. If we get that, then, essentially, yeah, we had a big drop. People got liquidated, and we're kind of, consolidating, but we're making progress climbing back up. So then we'll get to the next stage and see how the next day pretty much goes. But we don't want this little tip of red to turn into something like this, okay? So we want to be cautious. We don't want to overtrade. We want to pay attention to the weekly close. And speaking of weekly, I mean, this is what is really concerning to me, is that on the weekly, we're right on this line. I mean, we're literally right on it. We're a little bit below it, okay? We do not want to, I mean, we really, yeah, right about here. Okay, so we don't want the cloud being red on the weekly. I mean, that's bad, okay? We don't want to be, coming under this EMA, and we really have to hold, no matter what, we have to hold that 40. The 40 has got to be held, which is 39,784, okay? That's going to be really bad. That's going to start becoming like a problem. If it goes there, it could certainly, come back down to this, almost 29,000, 28,783. That's going to freak people out. We also have like this kind of big M pattern developing, which is not good. So, I mean, that's the warning and bearish case. However, there is positivity as well, and the positivity, really, I can walk you through all these levels and where it should go, even with the impulse waves and the measured moves and all that good stuff. But realistically, we don't need to talk about a huge price target. What we need to be talking about is staying above this purple line and making our way back into the ascending pattern. Now, if we do that, then the next step is, I mean, let's say we just barely get in the ascending. That's okay. That's a good start. And then we need to get above this one. And we need to get above this one. And really, we need to get above this one, which is 57,594. We get above that one, and it starts looking like, like maybe a turnaround play. Okay, so, I'm not saying it's going up or going down. I'm just saying this is what we need to do technically. Technically we need to get, stay above this and get back in this pattern. Now, if that happens, then it's not a bad idea to actually open a trade, and you could really, right around, right around like, let me just look at something real quick. The safest thing would be to be, the real safest thing would be to be like around the 53 and re-enter. But if you want to be a little tighter, you could be in the 51 area. And then if you want to really be tight, you could, it's a little more risky, but right around like, 50, 49, which, you really want to be above here. I'll just tell you exactly the number if you want to be a little more risky. I think that you want to be 49,890. You want to be above that on the close for Sunday. If you're about $1,000 off, if you're above that on the close tomorrow, then you could take a kind of a tight stop, low risk, high reward type play. Looking at it as if it's a reversal, and then just like tune everything else out and just focus on that one trade. So, and then you can ladder up and you can keep moving your stops and you can walk it up, because this is a pretty gnarly one. Like back here when we had that big impulse, you also had a spike up. So you had a spike up, and then also it wicked down, and it wicked way down, and it wicked way down, and it created this U. And this U is again right here, except this one was deeper. And it pushed up. So, essentially, even though the wick is there, it kind of pushed up. So, it kind of looks similar. I really don't like this red coming in here. And what's kind of crazy is, the RSI is really oversold too. I mean, the last time it was oversold like that was over in here and then over in this area, you know? So it's, there's been a lot of selling. And again, that's that, 24,000 Bitcoins, a $4 billion liquidation. A lot of stops were hit. I mean, people are buying the dip. That's cool. We just got to stay above this 49,970, which we're close. I mean, we're like, $800 off of that from right now. And we got to close that by tomorrow. So look, if you're going up, you want to, your highest risk trade is right around 49,790 with a tight stop, low risk, high reward. But you're really a little bit safer would be a green body candle close above 51,571 and then do the same, low risk, high reward with a tight stop, ladder up your stops. If it comes down, then you basically would go short, So essentially what you're doing is you can come into the smaller time frames and you could say, you can come into the smaller time frames and you can play like the cloud. So right now the cloud is going blue and you're right above this support at 48,513. So you could literally get in and you could ride it until the cloud goes red. So as an example, something like this. The cloud went blue right there, so 53,341, and you'd get out right over here at 57,178. And you could just play the clouds like on hourly trades. And then when it goes from blue to red right here, you close your trade, especially when it's falling through a support, which becomes resistance. And then you open up a short and you go short on it. And then you close your short right here and you go long. And you just ride it up and down. Essentially, that's probably a way if you really want to be trading in and out, that's how you could do it. You could be on the hourly or even the 30-minute running it like that. So look, we're just going to have to see what happens today and what happens tomorrow. I'll keep you abreast. I'm very interested in Bitcoin. I love cryptocurrency. I'm not in any open trades right now. I had an Ethereum, but I got stopped at even basically, and I'm just waiting. I'm just kind of waiting. Like I don't mind waiting for a little bit of safety before hopping back in, especially with what's been going on in the stock market. So yeah, we're just going to keep an eye on it. I don't like that these are red. This is pretty crazy. There was a DeFi hack. We've broken the pattern. We really need to stay above the 200. We got to get up. If we don't get up, then we can consider shorting. If we do get up, we can take a low risk trade and we can keep an eye on it very tight and ladder up with stops and hope for a directional move. So I'm going to end it there, but I appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit select all. My name is Chris, and welcome to the Wheelhouse.